So now we have the pictures in place and we will work on the frames. This will be very much the same. And just to remind you that we have this setup going on where here's our program file, and then the paintings were of course in their own subfolder, and then the frames are also in their own subfolder. So we're going to have to drill down in our code. So for the frames, basically you remember the setup. The images or the paintings were at the very top. You had that row of 10 paintings at the top, and then the frames were down a little more, so we are going to have to fiddle with our coordinates. So let's get the X back to the left edge with a small margin there, and then for the Y, let's advance it down about 165. That'll clear the images and also the label that's telling the user to select the frame that they want. So, alright, now with that in place, we can go ahead and dive in and start coding the loop. Why don't we use a different loop counter? We'll use Z in this case. Doesn't matter what you call your loop counter. Okay, once again, we only have 5 images, or 5 frame images, so let's make sure that loop only goes 1 to 5. Okay, similar technique. Instead of the paintings array, we're in this line going to do a frames array. Loop counter as array index as usual. Okay, we're adding an FC controls image, right? Just like before, and then we find that through program.directory. Drilling down into the frames folder, and then we'll construct the image name. All the frames are named 1.jpg, 2.jpg, and so on. And then, oh, actually, let's see. Oh, the frames are GIFs. Those are GIF files. Because the middle of the frame needs to be transparent. You can only have an image like this as a GIF, not a JPEG. Or a GIF or a ping or something like that, but definitely not a JPEG, because we need that transparent center so you can actually see the portrait inside. So let's be careful when we write our code here. That's and a dot GIF. Don't want to make that mistake again. Okay, so that will add the picture to the frames array, and now we can do our set width. Once again, loop counter as array index, and we'll make it about 150. Again, I had to eyeball those values, all the sizes and stuff that you see in this program. I had to play with it in advance. Okay, we'll move that into position. And our X and Y coordinates are all set up. Okay, and then like with the pictures on the top, we want to advance the X coordinate, right? Otherwise, all the frames are going to be stacked on top of each other. Once we're done with putting the frame on the window, it's time to move the X coordinate to the left so we can get ready for the next frame. So that's what we'll do here. And I have 155. So if we set the width to 150, 155 will clear the image and then also give us a margin of 5 pixels. Okay, here come the frames. Again, it takes a while, but there they are. Okay, so in the next video we will do the swatches of color, which will be a 2-dimensional array.